Henle Vocabulary, Lesson 27. Our first word is awe. This word's super easy to remember because it's always this word with an exclamation point. It means hail. It's an interjection, so pretty easy to spot. Next we have mora, morai. This word I remember because it rhymes with hora. Hora means hour, and mora also has to do with time. Mora means delay. So I guess if you had a hora morai, then you'd have an hour of delay. Then we have doceo, docere, docui, doctus. Doctor in Latin actually means doctor, but it also means teacher or someone who trains. Doceo is the verb version of that, and it means teach or inform. Then we have tolo, tolere, sustuli, sublatus. Of all the words in this lesson, this one's probably the most tricky, and you can probably see why. The third principal part and the fourth principal part don't even start with the same letter as the first and second principal parts. But there are a lot of fun things you can actually do with this word because of all the different options in its principal parts. A lot of fun things you can come up with to remember that this means raise up or take away. One thing that I've thought of that I like to remember this by is I look at tolo and think toll. When you pay a toll, your money is taken away. And then when I look at sustuli, I think of the word sustain, which reminds me of raise up. You can come up with your own way to remember tolo, tolere, sustuli, sublatus. Next we have peccatum. When I look at this word, I think of the word periculum, which means danger. Periculum means danger. Peccatum means mistake or sin. Interesting. Then we have rego, regere, rexi, rectus. You can probably already guess what this means. You can see that rex in there. Rex means king. So what does rego mean? Rego means to direct or rule, as a ruler would. Then we have at, which is kind of a funny one because at in Latin does not mean the same thing as it does in English. At means but as a conjunction instead of a preposition like in English. Then we have mens, mentis. This one's pretty easy. Means mind. Then we have dolor, dolores. In my opinion, you have to say this word in the saddest possible way you can when you say it, because dolor means pain or sorrow. And we have miserere nobis. It's a phrase, but we can kind of pick this apart and guess what it means. Miserere comes from misero, which means to pity or to give mercy or grace or something like that. So miserere there is the second principal part. It's an infinitive, so to have mercy, or it's just giving the most basic form of it, but it can take different shapes. And then nobis, have mercy on us. And then we have adoro. This one's a nice one. It means adore, and it's first conjugation, so super easy to use. Alright, let's see if we can remember what these words mean. Awe, which means hail. Then we have mora, which means delay. Doceo, docere, docui, doctus. I like this word a lot. It means teach or inform. Then we have tolo, tolere, sustuli, sublatus, which means raise up or take away. Note that that up in parentheses is put in parentheses because it could be there or it could not. It's sort of an optional thing, depending on the context. Then we have peccatum, which means mistake or sin. We have rego, regere, rexi, rectus, which means direct or rule. At, which means but. Mens mentis, which means mind. Dolor, doloris, pain or sorrow. Miserere nobis, do you remember this one? Means have mercy on us. And finally, adoro, which means adore. Great job. It's a pretty simple lesson, but pay close attention to tolo because of those third and fourth principal parts. And you want to make sure to pay extra attention and memorize that one carefully so that whenever you see it come up in context and you just see that third principal part, then you'll know it comes from tolo and you'll know what it means. Good luck.